Hello and what is up, my friends? ThunderBob here, and tonight we're going to be checking out Diablo 4's first expansion, Vessel of Hatred. We're getting kind of a late start. It was supposed to go live at about 7 my time. It is now 12:35 a.m. and it has finally gone live. I was planning on doing a pretty long first session. With how late it is, it's probably going to be maybe an hour or so. We're going to create a character and we're going to start the campaign. And I will try to do some future videos and maybe some endgame builds for a Spiritborn. I'm not sure how much time I'm going to be playing for the next few days. Unfortunately, I live in Southwest Florida, pretty close to the track of Hurricane Milton, and not excited about it, but it is possible I may lose power, may not be able to play, maybe helping neighbors put up storm panels and that kind of thing. So this might be the only video I've got for a few days, or if I never post again, maybe this is my last video because the storm destroyed us. I don't know. We're not in too bad of a spot, but not never like to go through these hurricanes. Let's see. The female body's kind of kind of better than the guy, doesn't it? I don't know. I kind of cycle between male and female characters. Let's see if I can customize a look. Be okay. I don't want to spend too long here because I want to jump into the fighting, and you hardly ever see this stuff. I'll go with kind of like, he's like a jungle person outside. Should be a little bit tanned. Eye color. Something, yeah, green. That feels appropriated. I thought the character was more like, looking at the trailer and stuff, like South American, Aztec, Mayan, that kind of influence, but a lot of it looks a little bit like African as well. Interesting. And I'm going to this a little bit blind. I've done just a little bit of reviewing some videos and what other people have thought about it, but I have not played. That does not look good at all. I have not played the expansion at all. I didn't get into the beta or anything. But I'm a huge Diablo fan. If you've been on the channel a while, I've got playthroughs of Diablo 1, 2, some 3, 4, probably a couple hundred videos in total. I don't really like many of these haircuts. It's not doing it for me. God, that's so bad. Am I in like the girl haircuts? I guess that'll do. Maybe if I change the color of it, it won't be so offensive. Kind of like the white look. The tattoos, I think, can make your character look very cool. Not tattoos, so this is facial. Yeah, a little bit of darkness. Privates and septums. All your like facial accessories, jewelry. Pentagram, earrings. Very in the style of Diablo. I don't know if I like the facial accessories at all. Leave them off. I do like tattoos though, usually. Even though you don't usually see them because of the... I like this one a lot, and then you do it in like blood. It looks badass. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we're starting in the season. Seasonal, not hardcore. There's too much bullshit in Diablo 4 to deal with hardcore and lag and whatnot. Okay. Let's get started with this douchebag. Start with the vessel. Yeah. So I played through the single player. There's a whole video of me playing through the original campaign, and I want to play through the Vessel of hatred. That's where we're gonna start. Standard Diablo experience. So where? Yeah, I can't. Some of this. So you have to complete the prologue to get to expert. Which is weird because I have completed the original campaign, so it shouldn't be locked. But maybe because it's in the season. I heard the Spiritborn is kind of overpowered, so maybe we'll start in hard and see how it goes from there. And I am currently drinking a Yingling to calm my nerves
This
from this
is how
coming
the world
storm.
I knew ended.
By three they come. By three thy way opens.
And a new one began. It started with Lilith and Inarius, the creators of Sanctuary. They each had their own twisted plans for humanity. Lilith most of all.
Salvation lies not in the light, but in you.
Is this just a recap?
Our only hope was a wanderer who'd been fed the demon's blood. This bond with Lilith was the key to unraveling her plans. Others joined the cause. Lorath was one of them. So was my old friend Donan.
I feel like Lorath is a good.
I wish
like-
things had turned out differently for her.
Like Deckard Cain died, and then they introduced Lorath. I think
We
he's a
learned
good
that Lilith
follow-up to
wanted more
Deckard.
than to empower humanity.
This key unlocks more than the doors of hell. It unlocks our path to the future.
She aimed to devour her father, Mephisto, the Lord of Hatred. He was being reborn in hell.
He's still weak, vulnerable. I must strike before he can resist.
If Lilith succeeded, we'd all be damned. We had no choice but to follow her.
I had a lot of sympathy for Lilith playing through the campaign. I thought Inarius was the bad guy from the beginning.
The Angel Inarius and his Cathedral of Light were on the demon's trail too. An army of sheep led by a mad lion. The fool saw it as his destiny to kill Lilith.
The heavens do not speak to you anymore.
That was a really badass moment.
Through it all, there was another force tugging on the threads of fate. Mephisto himself. He had sent a herald to help the Wanderer hunt Lilith. Not for our benefit, but to save his own hide. Perhaps he was expecting us to join him.
Your lives and those of all humanity depend on what you do next. Choose
It's a
wisely.
long recap.
Nerel imprisoned Mephisto instead. Doing so also robbed Lilith of the power she so craved. I can't say what went through the demon's mind. Anger, yes, but was there more? Regret? Sadness? With her last breath, she warned us of a dire future.
Without me, you would have no victory.
Lilith was a good
Nerel
villain.
went
Like,
off to extinguish Mephisto for good. Her heart was
she obviously
in the
was
right
the bad
place,
character,
but it was a terrible burden to bear alone.
but like the way they
Lilith had
framed
been
her and
cast
stuff.
down, but our battle with hell had just begun.
There's enough ambiguity where it's like maybe she is looking out for our interests. Oh, how we get to the actual.
Boy, young one, are you all right?
I think I've seen this one already.
Nerel? Oh, you're not well. Please, please, my child, let me help you.
Stay away from me! Nerel! Is that how I raised you?
No, Mother. But I must carry this burden alone. I must get to Akarat's tomb.
But look at you. You're killing yourself.
I don't know how much longer I can...
I'm here, little magpie.
And Blizzard's CGI team is so good.
So much.
I'm so proud of you. But now, I need you to give up.
No. Of course it's you. You monster. Let go of me!
Let's go. No. You made a choice. And I warned you, little magpie. There would be consequences.
Oh, that's pretty horrifying.
Surrender.
No! I control the stone!
You hold the stone. You control nothing.
Blizzard CGI team is top of the line.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I could use some help.
Oh no. Not that guy. She was pretty dumb to go up on her own. Okay. So it did unlock expert mode. Investigate recent activity at the Cathedral of Light. Let's see. Quest markers right here. Oh no, is it lagging?
I know what you are. Joseph told me. He told me about Nevesk, about the blood, about your vision. You think you were sick? Fool. A demon's blood is alive. Go to Nevesk. Go! You...
Are these like the base side quests, or are these new side quests? This is a new character, but I skipped the main campaigns. I'm not sure. I think these are old ones.
The new militia recruits have been training night. Mind giving them a cheerful?
I'll handle it.
Yeah, those are just the quests from the base game. We're gonna jump ahead and do the main quest here. I'm not like speeding through leveling. I kind of just want to check out the campaign to begin with.
Leave her be. She suffered enough already. I will tell you what you wish to know. It started last night with the tolling of the bells.
I'm not seeing any bells.
Behold, the Reverend Mother Prova and the Burn Knight Yorivar, sole survivors of the battle at Hell's Gates.
They're the only ones that made it back.
Today we gather to witness the dawn of a new age. One made possible by the courage and sacrifice of our father Inarius. Urivar and I have returned from the depths of hell, bearing his message along with the scars of our trials, to show that our devotion has not wavered.
In hell, I was cleansed by battle and flame.
doubt and wickedness were burned away. But in the end, I was preserved. May all who serve the light do the same.
He's gonna be a bad guy, right?
This man is a mercenary, sworn to the service of the murderer, Lorath. He tried to hide the Horadrim girl, Neyrel, from our judgment. A girl who threatens us all by carrying a fragment of the very same evil I battled in hell.
Do you agree to repent of your sins and walk with us in the light?
I do. I do. Bless you, Reverend Mother. Thank you. In the name of the Holy Father, I swear it.
Release him.
With all due respect, Reverend Mother, Father Inaris' mercy was great, but did he not also preach justice? Where then was the mercy for Yosef when Lorath slaughtered him?
Yurivar.
What does it say about the cathedral if we allow such sins to go unpunished? Neither Lorath or the girl have been found. We have gained nothing.
Prava's like,
So
I'm gonna back away here.
Is he owed mercy? Or is it justice? Justice! Justice!
I thought these guys were assholes from the beginning.
No, please. I told you everything. I repented. No.
You see, his sins were too great, too deep. And his faith was not strong enough to preserve him. Evil will no longer be tolerated.
I don't remember Urivar from the
and we will show the
base game, but
that we are worthy.
I also have a terrible memory, so maybe he was there.
I'll not have the faithful of Inarius shedding tears.
I don't really want to talk to him.
I won't say it twice. Where's your decency? Clear off! And you, your Prava's abandoned lapdog. Is that right?
No, I'm the one that killed Lilith, asshole.
What a dismal, faithless existence. That's the problem with you and Horadrim. Such thinking always leads to hubris. Lorath's no stranger to it. Buried his own brother. Chased away the little one, that brat, Neyrel. Tread carefully, Wanderer. Judgment hungers for you both. And outside the city walls, not even our Reverend Mother will be able.
Whenever they say Reverend Mother, it makes me think of Dune.
That sick bastard has probably already sent his zealots after Lorath. The old man better still be alive.
We gotta go find Lorath. I got skills, don't I? Let's see. Yeah, so I've got 11 points from my Paragon, or from my, gosh, what was the hotkey for it? Yeah, from the, not the season, but let's take a look at that. Yeah, I didn't play all the seasons. Like, I played the base game at release and got like that 98 or something. And then I played season 1, season 2, a little bit of season 3, and then I kind of got burnt out. And I didn't play 4. or 5. So I'm kind of coming into this, like, more blind than I would be otherwise, but it's kind of exciting. Like, the game feels completely new at this point. And I think I'm just gonna, like, bounce around and try a bunch of these skills. It definitely, the centipede sounds interesting. That's like a poison-based setup. In 1 vigor per second for every nearby enemy poisoned with Withering Fist. Withering Fist third attack spreads its poison to 3 nearby unaffected enemies. Hitting a vulnerable enemy also will spread the effect. Enemies poisoned by Withering deal 20% less damage. Let's go with that. And then strikes a small area dealing 13 damage to all enemies but in it. Sure. Applies. Okay. 40% increased damage, but only hits a single instead of echoing to surrounding poison enemy. Stinger now draws from each to hit enemies. Stinger strikes a vulnerable enemy, it heals you. So I don't have much ability to cause vulnerability yet, so I feel like this is better for now. What we got down here. Enemies that attack you are poisoned for 30% damage over 3 seconds. Your toxin overflow, apply the poisoning in a trail, making you unhindered for 5 seconds. I'm just gonna go like all poison for the moment. I don't have any thorns damage yet. I really haven't dug deep into the skill tree yet. I'm going to this like so blind, but I just want to like mess around with all the skills. Yeah, we'll just go like that for now. Let's go kill some shit. I haven't killed anything. This is Diablo. Why am I watching all these videos? Where is Laura? Where is it sending me? Out here. It sucks that I'm only gonna probably play an hour, maybe 90 minutes tonight. I was planning on getting like 4 to 5 hours, maybe getting a good chunk of the campaign done, and then, of course, Blizzard changed my plans. It's okay though. I don't know. I just knew I wasn't gonna be playing. And what's kind of crazy is my work is closed tomorrow and Wednesday, but I'm probably not gonna get much chance to play. My kid's school is closed. She's gonna be home. I'm gonna be dealing with her, and then I'm probably doing like final prep for the hurricane and probably helping some neighbors put up some storm panels. Mine are already up. I did that yesterday when I saw the possible track of the storm. And yeah.
You there? Why do you approach the house of a known heretic?
Kick your asses.
Deny me again, and you will join the condemned sin.
I know he's a recluse and a drunk, but he's not the one burning people alive.
Silver words from a sinner.
He's got you there. Still getting a feel for these abilities. I don't know. I feel like the poison might be better suited when I get a little bit more gear. I might bounce around. I like the idea of there's like one that's kind of lightning and speed based. That's not Laura. It seems like his mechanic, his energy, it slowly regenerates, but then also you can build it by using certain skills, it seems like. And like I was saying, I didn't play the last 2 seasons, so there's definitely things that feel completely new to me that were introduced
I wish you'd arrived a moment sooner.
in the last 2 seasons.
No. Shins broken. Legs are dead weight.
Look, it's Narwhal.
Don't know. No one knows. Third time brought a message for the old man. We found Nerel.
Nerel? Is she safe?
A friend of mine is keeping an eye on her. The steelsmith, Raher. Biggest man in Giakul. He'll know where she's gone.
Cool, cool. I'm just gonna leave you here with your broken leg.
So many corpses. Always leading to you. And who is this? I am here to seek aid. Haradrim. Lorath. He was profane, yes, but reliable. I see he isn't here. Where is Nerel?
As if I'd answer now.
Leave, Prava. Your knights are dead already.
My knights? How poorly do you think of me that I would beat a woman half to death? This was Urivar's doing, not mine.
Who is Urivar? What do you know of him?
He was just another man of faith. Another knight marching through hell. Nameless, faceless. I never knew what he truly was. Until now. A repentant man prays for forgiveness, and Urivar burns him alive.
You didn't stop him.
No, I didn't. But he's begun a war for the cathedral's heart. To save every life is to lose the war. I am not your enemy, Wanderer. Not when I gave you my blessing. Not when we shed blood together in the streets of Caldeum. Your mind is poisoned against me. I see that. But in time,
It's no use talking to her.
I didn't like the Cathedral Light and them from the beginning. They felt like kind of jerks. I think that was the point, is like the light, you know, the paladin kind of people are actually kind of the assholes. And, you know, the Lilith side did horrible things too, but like it was in the guise of like she's trying to save humanity, even though it's kind of, it's a little gray whether or not that's true. Like, was she doing it to be self-serving and meet her own plans, or did she have some motive to actually help humanity? It's kind of like, by the end of the game, I still wasn't 100% convinced one way or the other if she was truly evil. Hey bro, what's up?
I won't forget this, stranger.
It's a random little event. I thought it was gonna like pop up some guys or something. Is that it? I didn't even get anything for it.
Ugh, it smells disgusting. That's the Wanderer! Get them!
You
Are
did the right
these
thing.
new
She chose her end
statues?
when she partook of sin.
No, these are all I've already claimed. So we haven't gone to the new area. I think there are new statues down here. But it seems like, I'm guessing this will lead me down here to track down Nayrella eventually. Can I free these people? These guys right here just watch me murder their buddies and didn't do anything. I like that you can just like poison them and then walk away. Just the North Star of Kill Bill, like, you're already dead. You don't know it, but I've killed you already.
An axe. Specifically the axe of the woodsman.
Oh, but I want to stay on the main quest. Do I? Okay. I've got most of the critical waypoints, but not all of them are unlocked here. I couldn't remember if they had changed that. I should just... I don't know why I'm running all the way down there. I thought it was closer for some reason. It's good to be back in this game, though. Like, I think at release, I liked Diablo 4. Like, I liked the story, the campaign, but I felt like the end game and post game was kind of weak at release. Like, it wasn't terrible, but it certainly was kind of underdeveloped. How do I get over there? Search for... I don't remember all these people blocking my path before. Gotta go like down and around.
Lady, I told you. There's no more room in the hall.
No coin, no deal. You want the blade, you pay the price.
I see that look in your eye.
Yeah, I don't get that till 25.
Smithing fit for an iron wolf. Axes, armor, pots and pans. Lucky day, friend. You seem to have found him. I hope the cobbler didn't send you. Such a kind heart. Patched up her doorframe once. Now she sends every poor soul that needs a carpenter my way. Only, that's not quite what
I'm here for Nayrel.
Ah, a friend of Lorath's then. Here, step into my workshop. Some things are best shared in privacy.
Alright, let's go in.
Faye, we have a guest.
Yes, Papa.
Hey, little one.
Come, sit. I think better when I'm working. Faye, have you seen my... This is my daughter, Fayira. We can speak freely here. Isn't that right?
I understand you've word of Nayrel.
Yes, our friend Lorath was on her trail, but he left off. Didn't say why or where to. I saw her though. She came through town a few weeks ago.
How did she seem?
You needn't be so cautious. I know what she carries. I've seen what it has cost her. Last I saw her, she went in search of passage across the river, into Nahantu.
What? You just let her go off alone? You didn't even offer to help her? What is wrong with you?
Could you fetch the set chisel for me, dear?
Yes, Papa.
Do you use the set chisel to make set items?
Is a foundling of circumstance, if not neglect. She and the welfare of this town are the responsibility I have taken onto my shoulders. Just as you, Lorath, and Narelle have chosen to carry the burden of creation on yours. I will not trade one for another.
That guy makes me look like a child.
I suppose not.
You care too much, my friend. But that is a glad thing. Whatever you need while you're on Gaokul, I will be by your side. They've returned.
Who's they?
Stay put, Faye. If trouble comes a-knocking,
Then I go to the hideout, like you said.
that's my girl.
I don't know how much I like the Spiritborn yet. It's like... And I don't mean mechanically, I mean more in a kind of theme sense. Like, if you would ask me what class I would have liked,
How many?
More than usual. The gate won't hold.
you know, I would have said maybe like a paladin style class, someone that I can use like a shield with, like, you know, a melee, holy kind of character, crusader, paladin, that kind of thing. I felt like the Spiritborn feels a little too close to the druid. Like, they both have very similar themes based around animals and like, and I feel like the Diablo IV druid is fairly close to the Spiritborn. The way, like, instead of actually going into a form and sticking there indefinitely, each of the abilities you use dictate what form you go into, which feels exactly like how the Spiritborn is presented. It's like, it definitely feels like they lowered the drop rates. Like, before I would have seen like 50 blue items in like the first couple of levels.
Wretched things. Horse sludge and bone. We don't. The infection started in Nahantu. We can only stymie the flow.
Nahantu. That's where you said Neyrel's gone. I need to go after her.
I know. And I promise we'll find her. Just as soon as Gayakul is safe.
Okay. So now I gotta destroy hollow defilements. I like his dodge. He does like this cool kick. I gotta use some skill points here soon. Even like a monk would have been cool. Like, I feel like that is a little bit different in a design space than anything in Diablo 4 currently. Just the Spiritborn feels so close to the druid. But we'll see. When I get to the end game, maybe the difference will be more obvious. I like that shield. I can just like run through and things die.
Flesh, gear, hell. Even the grass is
I need to like rotate it into my abilities more frequently. But I mean, like classes that are missing, like an Amazon, an assassin, like there's even like something completely new. Like the Spiritborn obviously is new, but it feels so reminiscent of other things that it feels a little bit redundant in some ways. But
not ready.
It also feels a little bit reminiscent of the Witch Doctor, but like it almost feels like the Witch Doctor was kind of a caricature, and maybe they didn't. I don't know. They didn't want to bring it back. It was a little too. I don't know. I used to kind of when Diablo 3 first came out, I thought the Witch Doctor was lame, and then I later made one and like, yeah, it's not so bad. It's kind of like it felt almost Necromancer-like, and then they later introduced the Necromancer, which is one of my complaints for Diablo 3 was the lack of Necromancer until they added it way later. Which was kind of a weird thing. That was like, they just randomly like, oh, we're gonna add the Necromancer for 20 bucks if you want it. It definitely felt like they intended there to be a second expansion and then like walked that back and just did like a mini like, because there, if I remember right, they added a few new areas like in patches and then basically just sold the Necromancer class like years after the game had come out. It almost felt like they had started work on a second expansion and then just like, I don't know, ran out of, not necessarily ran out of money, but felt like it wasn't gonna return what they wanted. I didn't notice it in this one over here. But I've pretty much played every Diablo game at release except for the original. I didn't play the original until like 99 because I got my first computer like Christmas of 99, and Diablo was the second game, or the third game I ever owned for the PC. I got my first PC in Christmas of '99, and the first 3 games I got were StarCraft and Half-Life, which is just an amazing first set of games to get. And then the third game I got was Diablo, maybe like a month or 2 later. My friends convinced me to buy it. And then it wasn't long after that that Diablo 2 came out. And yeah, it like changed the course of my life. Like Diablo 1, I just played so much.
I'm low on vigor.
I mean, I probably sunk thousands of hours in Diablo 2 over the years. And then Diablo 2 Resurrected brought me back to it. Like, I hadn't played nearly as much, probably, in years. And then Diablo 2 Resurrected definitely reignited, like, a passion I had for the game. I'm starting to dig this poison. Like, with the shield, I can just run through stuff and they just die. And, like, how it bounces between enemies is really cool. I'm pretty much just looking. Is it green? Let's put it on. We're not giving it that much thought here. I also want to know when I get my first mercenary. I'm definitely excited to check that out.
Need more time.
I am very exhausted, so I apologize I'm not as talkative as usual. I had work today, and last night I was putting up storm panels. I've got a 2-story home, and that is exhausting work. And then with this hurricane on the way, I never sleep well when a storm is coming this way. Like, it's just impossible. Even, you know, the storm is 2 days out, 3 days out. Just worrying about, thinking about it, waking up in the middle of the night, refreshing the tracking to see if anything has changed. Do we need to evacuate? You know, I've got a 7-year-old kid. What if we lose power? The other fun thing this weekend, I tested out my generator for the first time in a few months, and it decided to leak fuel and is not usable until I get it repaired, and I'm not going to be able to get it repaired before the storm comes, so I spent $500 on a new generator today just in case we need it. And yeah, just fun Florida things. Don't move to Florida. Actually, I work in my local building department. I hear so many people talking about moving out of this area in these repeated storms. It's just insane. I've been through so many big storms. I've lived here 30 plus years.
They won't stop. Each kill brings 2 more.
In the last 5 years, we had Ian, and then Irma, or Irma, then Ian.
And then drinks are on me. You hear?
A frother. So this like leaves a pool. I didn't notice that. I thought I was just infecting stuff as I like ran into it, but it's actually like infecting the ground. That's pretty cool. That's a fun ability. I'll probably check out some other skills here once this combat's over.
More on their way. Eyes up, backs together.
I always like the idea of poison, but I feel like it's never been a particularly like powerful build in Diablo 4 that I can remember. Maybe Necromancer had a couple of decent builds for it, but it's like the enemies slowly getting their health whittled down, like even if you're not hitting them. A lot of guys coming. I could probably bump up this difficulty too.
Steady.
And I don't know if I'll do the whole playthrough on camera. Like tomorrow, I might be able to play some, but I might have a screaming 7-year-old in the background, and I feel like that's not very useful. So I may either do like a no commentary video where I'm playing and I don't have the audio on, so you're not hearing 7-year-olds screaming, or I may, you know, not do this whole campaign on YouTube and just have like maybe a endgame build kind of thing down the road if I get that far.
Need more time.
I got a ring. Yeah, 2 rings actually.
Hold on, Godsman.
Let's say he is dying.
Gone. We will remember. Things are worse than I thought. The Hollows are stronger and more numerous than we've ever seen. I promised I'd take you to Nerel, and I mean to keep that promise. But if the Hollows attack Geokul again, if Yira...
I understand. Go. See to your daughter.
Thank you, my friend. We'll meet further down the road and find Nerel together. I swear it.
Nerel was traveling by boat. The old bridge should have a good vantage of the river.
Let's see if there's anything to swap out here. At this level, I really don't give it too much thought because the items usually don't make that big of a difference. Pretty much, is it green? Like, is it giving me more stats? That kind of thing. Let's just look at this real quick. Do I level up some of my existing abilities, or do I keep going down? We've got here Scourge. Calls forth a wave of insects that bite enemies, fearing and slowing them by 50% for 3 seconds while applying poison. That sounds cool. And isn't the special... One of the abilities, like, brings out a big... Like, what drew me to this, to the centipede. Yeah, this centipede... The centipede spirit emerges, blasting enemies in a line. This looked really cool. I want to get down and mess with that. Jaguar spirit. The Seeker. Correct detector. This is like the coolest ability I've seen, like looking at the trailer for the class. I think that's the main reason I went with the poison to start with. So hitting an enemy afflicted by Scourge has like a 60% chance to lifesteal 35% of the damage done, up to 35% of your maximum life. Or casting Scourge grants 60% of your maximum vigor over 6 seconds. Well, that's a lot of vigor. So it's basically, do I want it to heal me, or do I want it to replenish my vigor, which helps, you know, 60% over 6 seconds. That's 10% per second. That's not nothing. And what's the cooldown? 12 seconds. So I don't know. We'll start with life. You know, actually, let's mess with the bigger one, and we'll see how it goes. Is it? If I put a point here, okay, it does not lower the cooldown. You gain 50% increased poison resistance and your maximum resistance. Okay, your healing is increased. I'm definitely gonna spend some more time looking at the tree later off the camera. 6 deal increased damage. I'm almost to the next tree down there. You increase life on kill equal to 5% of your maximum life while you have at least 4 stacks of ferocity. And ferocity increases your attack speed by 5% per stack. This effect stacks up to 4 times in each last 4 seconds. How do I generate ferocity? Is that a class mechanic? Ferocity. I get defensive skill, grants 5 vigor. So every time I do Scourge, I get 5 vigor. It's not much. So I think Ferocity is one of the new class mechanics. From what I can see here, I did a search and like some of these abilities reference or give you Ferocity, but I think it's also when I unlock my class ability here soon, I get more ways to generate it. So I'm not going to worry too much about it right now, but oh, clear all, okay. We're just going to spend some points here, keep going down the tree if I can. Yeah, we'll max out. See, this one costs so much. I need a way to lower the cost on it. Why is there something that boosts basics off of the core? That's kind of weird. I feel like that should be basics and core, right? Can make them cost more but deal increased damage. I'm already having trouble maintaining the energy here. Deal damage within the last 5 seconds of removing you generate. Well, that's useful. So casting core skill increases vigor generation by 5%, and then this. Now I get 3. Seems like that's more useful than this until you start getting more ways to generate vigor. Could be wrong, but that's what it feels like. And now we got touch of death. Strike an enemy and infect them, dealing 1 damage and applying 86%. I'm just like trying all the poison skills. I'll probably do the same with each of these eventually. Semi skills deal 2.5% increased damage, double the bonus for healthy enemies. I like that because like every time you hit something for the first time, it's healthy. That's like 5% damage per point. Many skills do 4% increased damage to crowd controlled enemies and 30% increased crowd control duration. Cool. All right, let's keep moving here. Enough ducking around. Is this the entry to Nahantu? The boat. My guy looks ridiculous.
Even though you traffic with darkness, you have accomplished much good in the eyes of the cathedral. I can understand why Prava has tolerated you this long. But if the church is to survive, it must hold tight to its convictions. Either the rules apply to everyone, or they do not actually exist. That builds trust. The heretic Neyrel has fled holy judgment. Wielding the very soulstone she stole from our brethren as they lay dying in hell.
He looks pretty messed up.
Where is the girl?
I see no reason to help you find her, Knight.
He just smoking a piece of wood.
How many lives will you trade to protect Neyrel? Is her life worth more than his.
Did they chop his arm off? They did. Those jerks.
You bastard.
Oh, shit.
No one is above the laws of heaven. Burn away the darkness.
How do I not die from that? I like how Diablo 4 takes your character and integrates it into the cinematics. Even though they're in-game cinematics, they're like good enough now to pass for CG almost. I saw my corpse from the wrathful hatred. A father burned his child in a fire, and a mother molded a new age. Okay. Saw the weak made strong, attacked flames feasting on wolves, tears of blood rained on Desert Jewel, and the way to hell was torn asunder. Then came a spear of light piercing hatred's heart, and he was bound in chains was set free. What's up? Are you another Spiritborn? I think I'm finally in the expansion area.
I'm the man who saved your life. Or Eru, if you like.
Eru, thank you. But why? Why save me?
Yeah.
You're Spiritborn. So am I. We look out for each other. What brought you to Nahantu?
I wonder what he says if you're not a
Looking
Spiritborn.
for my friend, Nerel. She's somewhere out there with a prisoner. A dangerous prisoner. I need to make sure she's all right.
Sounds like we should find her.
Sure does.
Don't know. You just washed up on the shore. You've lost blood. The whole river was stained with it. Dying. Not dead. Frankly, I'm surprised they worked at all. This is Nahantu. Help is needed, so help is good. Then let's search the river.
So this is the new area, right? Yeah. Definitely has that Act 3 Diablo 2 jungle vibe to it. What did Touch of Death? Strike an enemy and infect them, dealing 5% damage, applying 86 over 9 seconds. When the infection expires or the host dies, the storm hatches and seeks enemies. Okay, so it didn't seem like it did much, but it also seems like it's supposed to like spread on death, so you gotta kill that guy. I'm in the fight. Definitely a little bit less of a vigor issue now that I've got the skills to help them with vigor. Should have started with those, I guess. Yeah, there's that thing bouncing from enemy to enemy. That's kind of cool.
Yes, I knew it. I knew those thoughts couldn't kill you.
Need more time.
What is the number in the bottom left counting upwards? Is that stacks of something? Nice. Rares.
I only lost a limb, but you will run through and drowned.
They wouldn't have. Eru here patched me up. Perhaps he could help you, too.
No amount of healing will bring back my arm.
I'm afraid you will need far more than a drink to ease the pain of that wound.
You're right. Could use a place to sip on it in peace.
Let's see what I got. Ooh, got my first legendary. Rake manifests a spirit jaguar, which also casts Rake at a random enemy. Well, that's not helping my build, but it's better than what I'm using, so we'll definitely use that. Maximum life, maximum resource. Might as well. 1 life per 5 seconds, so I'd have some regeneration. Not much. There. Ooh, get some sockets available. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll socket that if I can get something to socket with. Did I get any new weapons? I know dexterity is useful for this character for damage, so it might be a little bit better. Gotta sell or break down all this crap.
I am out of vigor.
I'm digging the centipede right now. Like, you got that fear, you got the thing lets you like run through and poison everyone. I think I'm gonna have to take like a while to theory craft and like really think about all these abilities and how they come together. Shit, that's awesome. Look at that. I do feel powerful already.
You're being hunted by the Cathedral of Light?
Me and Narelle both.
Knew there was a reason I like you.
I'm getting pretty tired here. I'm probably going to be calling it in the next 10-15 minutes. It sucks. I wanted to get so much further. I just barely entered the expansion area. But there'll be time. Is this kind of going to be the first mercenary, I wonder?
Old friends. Too crafty for their own good.
Imperial ruins like this always had some kind of...
There is. But it'll...
Need more time.
But I might be able to play some tomorrow and into tomorrow night. We'll see.
Oh, yes. But be on guard. There's no telling what's taken up residence inside.
I like that the NPCs actually cast stuff on you. in the base game, I feel like they very rarely like added anything.
Not ready.
Those don't actually cost any of my energy. They just have cooldowns, right? Oh, you know what those numbers are? I think they're the amount of people that are like poisoned, maybe? Is it stacks? I gotta look at that. Each time you hit an enemy with Scourge, you gain 1% increased damage versus crowd-controlled enemies for 6 seconds, up to 50%. Okay. So that's what it is. So I had like 50 stacks. I was getting 50% increased damage versus crowd-controlled enemies. So if I do, when I do Scourge, it fears and slows them for 3 seconds. And then I'm doing 50% more damage against them, right? Casting Scourge grants you 60% of your maximum vigor over 6 seconds. Yeah, so doing that also gives me a chunk of my vigor back. So that's pretty awesome. And then I can have 3 swarms at once. So that's what that number in the bottom is. I don't think that was in the base game. I don't remember that for... Maybe there's just more abilities that interact with stacks and... I can't remember. My brain is barely here though. I seriously feel like I have PTSD from all the hurricanes we've got in the last couple of years. Like, I get hit pretty hard during Ian. Like, our roof had to get replaced. We had some water damage. Nothing compared to a lot of other people, but that wind. We had Helene a couple weeks ago. It didn't really do much here, but just trying to sleep through the night with that wind, I'm really not looking forward to that hurricane later this week. But at the moment, it looks like it's going to be north of us, unless something really bad occurs. We should be okay. More dexterity and double socket. My first rare ring. Critical strike chance. I feel like this is actually better for the moment because I'm not using rake. I gotta sell some stuff. Yeah, I could do that real quick. And then I'm gonna try to get to the end of this area, which I think leads me maybe to like our hideout where you get your first mercenary. And then I'll probably call it a night. I am like beyond exhausted right now. What's this over here? Is this... Oh. It's the healing potion guy. Did they move stuff on me? I feel like they moved this stuff around. No, it's always been here.
Well, you certainly
I hope so.
I am not.
Father bless. What do you need?
Should I break this down? I guess I'm not going to use it, so I might as well. Yeah, so I unlock that. They actually changed that, I think, in Season 4, where now it goes into your codex and everything. It used to be a one-time use, so that's like a really nice quality of life feature that has been introduced since I played in Season 3. I stopped playing because I felt like I was going to get burnt out and not want to play the expansion, and I just made the decision, like, there's a ton of other games that I want to play. Like, I just got a PlayStation 5 for Christmas around the same time, and it was like, I've got about 7, like, first-party Sony games that I haven't played that, you know, I could probably get through in the time I would play Season 4 and then Season 5, and I did. I ended up playing through Spider-Man 2 and the Demon Souls remake, and God of War Ragnarok, Ghost of Tsushima. I played through like so many games I had missed, and yeah, I think I made the better choice. Like, I don't know. It didn't seem like there was enough new stuff in some of those later seasons to really warrant. I mean, the itemization changes seemed great, but it was like doing the same content, like a fourth and a fifth time.
Among other things, I serve the spirits first.
And do they often bid you to do this much violence?
Only when there's something worth protecting.
Yo, I'm trying to look at my item.
I think we'll
What
get
they did? I think what I got's better. I haven't found any gems yet, have I? I think at some point you start getting runes, but it seems like it's more of an endgame kind of activity. From what I've read, I'm not a big fan of the rune implementation. It does not seem anywhere near as kind of like meaningful as the Diablo 2 rune system. Like, it seems like a way to add a spell to your items, which is not really what runes in Diablo 2 were all about. In Diablo 2, it was like, it was a way to help bridge the gap as you were leveling. Like, you could build your spirit weapon and your stealth armor, and like, you felt like so powerful when you made some of those. But it also kind of had a detrimental effect. Like, in the end game, it was just rune items that were used primarily, and there was no reason to use so many uniques because the runes were so much more powerful, which I think kind of broke the game. I think Diablo 3 had similar issues where later on they introduced just crazy set bonuses, and it was pretty much like there was very little reason to use anything except for a handful of sets, because the set bonuses were just that much more powerful than anything that the uniques or the rares or any of the other item types added. I got a couple skill points I need to use here soon. Not gonna use them before I log off though. My eyes are getting blurry. We're even just looking at these things. We're not gonna go blue much longer. I'm stun locked. I feel like I'm lacking some mobility, and I need to look at the skills. I think I could probably grab some of the other, like, I don't have to go all centipede. I was just kind of pushing the poison here to see how it works. But I want to look at some of the mobility, because I feel like I'm kind of trapped a little bit. Like, I can't move through the enemies, so when I got like the toxic skin, I can't, I need some way to like bounce forward through the enemies.
Need more time.
I'm digging the kind of skills right now. The setup feels real good. So many skills. And these dungeons kind of have an Act 3 vibe to them. I think we revisit some of the actual locations from Diablo 2. Like the main town from Act 3, I'm pretty sure we're gonna eventually make our way to, which is really cool that they rebuilt that. But I like that. Like, Diablo 3 had the same thing where you went through, Chaldeum had some of the, you could kind of see some of the areas from Diablo 2, Act 2. And even in Diablo 4, I think the same thing happens where it's like, oh, that's the Diablo 3 town area there, isn't it?
Need more time.
I like that fear a lot. I don't know, like, in the end game, how useful the fear is, because you don't want things running away from you generally. Though with poison, the fact that you poison them and then, like, they'll die over a couple of seconds, maybe the fear is actually more useful than, like, if you were playing a melee character. You probably wouldn't want that because you need to chase them then. It kind of defeats the purpose. I could see on, like, a caster slash poisoner, maybe it would be worthwhile.
Need more time.
We got an elixir. Search for the way into the den. Here's a rope.
Aha! They left the rope. Always.
Yeah, I leveled again. I feel like I'm not leveling very fast though, because like the campaign is definitely not optimized for leveling. I could probably be level 30 by now if I was just farming.
It's perfect for what I'm planning. My friend, this I cannot do. The knights know my name now. Better to keep them here than in the city, where they might go after my daughter or her father.
Aren't you your daughter's father?
Fayira is well provided for, no matter where she is. And she'll have you know that I'm her papa. My point is, I can do more good here in this place than back in the city.
I don't quite follow.
Look, I'll show you.
I'll unbolt the main entrance.
Years ago, I ran a mercenary company out of this place. The Pale Hand.
Yeah, I think this is where all your mercenaries hang out.
But now, the fight's been brought to me. And I think I'd be more used to you as a mercenary, a shield for hire, if you will, than a smith. Though there's a chance you'll get both out of me. And my name still carries weight. The other mercenaries will be more likely to return if I am here. And you will need their help, my friend. You will never regret hiring one of the Pale Hand into your service. Friend, your heart is in a good place, but you wield it with the subtlety of a... This wound, this, for now, let's... My friends from those days are scattered across Sanctuary. I want you to find them.
So now I gotta go find the mercenaries and bring them here. I definitely like the idea of the mercenaries. And like, if they do future expansions, they could add new classes, but also new mercenaries. So I get like a quest. The head of a dry steps cannibal is mounted upon the stake. A note pinned to the stake reads, "Temple of Rot Revenge, maybe I'll be back. Don't touch the meat."
What is this?
Is it weapons and armor vendor?
Recognize it. I made it. Crafted for an old ally. But I don't think Subo knows about my recent injury. Take the helm so he knows I sent you.
So now if you look at our quest log, so I've got a bunch of quests to unlock mercenaries, and then I got the main quest here. So this seems like a good stopping point. It's almost 2 in the morning on my coast here, but I will definitely be playing more, depending on if I have power over the next couple of days and just how things turn out. If you're in this path of the storm, I wish you safe, just safety over the next couple of days. Good luck with everything. I will hopefully have an update in the next couple of days. If I can't do another video, just letting everyone know that we made it through, and definitely enjoying this and want to play more of it, so I'll see if I can do a follow-up down the road. And I want to thank you for watching, everybody, and just have a great night.